Alright, hello everyone. I am very tired today. I need to move my microphone. There we go. um, I have not slept for quite a while. I do have a coffee by me. I think I need to turn the game down slightly. Okay. I hope everyone is having a good day so far. It certainly is a day. I spent most of my time last night reading fanfiction, pathologic fanfiction. There are some really good writers who know how to do the characters really well, and it impresses the fuck out of me. Afternoon, Irano, I hope you're having a good day so far. I am very tired, but you know, I read so many good fics. Also, when did everyone just decide to make Dankovsky trans? Like, I'm not complaining. I know the majority, I know like a lot of people who are very into Pathologic are also queer. I just find it funny that like trans Dankovsky is like one of the more popular things that I kept seeing. That and like non-binary grief, which I'm all for. Like, fuck yeah. They're having a good time. I support them in their endeavors. Oh, it was only a kiss. Um, it really is, because like I'm wanting to bet if you got like the majority of people who play and like really enjoy Pathologic, and we're like, okay, how many of you people are also queer and like neurodivergent? There would be a pretty big overlap. Oh yeah, no, I fully get that. I can't remember what like the subtext is off the top of my head, but I know it exists. I know I've seen. Tartakovsky is so autistic. As an autistic person looking at this man, like yes. Oh, he's just like me. He's just like me for real. That's how I feel when I look at Dankovsky, except I'm not like a raging asshole. Exactly. Exactly. One group, and that group is me. I am the target demographic. Target demographic reached. Um, but like, cause most of the fics I read were ones by, oh, what's their name? They have a Tumblr. Is it Permian Tropos? Is that their name? I think that's their name. It's not. That's not what their name is on AO3. I don't actually remember what it is on AO3, but their profile picture is the same. I know like I've like read blog posts from them before, and also interacted with their posts, like added onto their posts before. But they do like really good writing, really good Burakovsky stuff, and I'm like, ooh, you know how to write these characters in a way that is so emotionally devastating. Like, it's so emotionally devastating. And that's what always gets me. I'm like, oh. It's it's so good. It's just so good. Especially when people can take like the dialogue directly from either Path Classic or Path 2 and just apply it in like a way that matters. That's just like, oh, this is what it was for. It's entirely fair. I mean, I didn't sleep, so you know, look at me, look at where I'm at. Um, who needs sleep? It's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't need sleep here. Um, you have to study. Oh no. But anyways, yeah. So, I don't know how much of the Pathologic Alpha. Obviously, the Alpha is very broken. This I know just from like messing about with it. Um, but I want to actually see how much of the game there is. I finished my 1280 by 720 UI upscale mod for this. So now I can play at a slightly higher resolution and nothing will be fucked up, which is nice. That is out on Nexus. Oh yeah, the funny outfits. We love the funny outfits. Um, Something that I find interesting because I have obviously like Rathologic's English machine translation patch so that the game is in English so I can actually like read the text and stuff. But the menu screen, because none of these do anything. None of these buttons do anything. They're not tied to anything. New Game is, but in the Russian version, these do actually have names on them. But for some reason, just I'm assuming there was like a problem with how the translator formatted stuff, so it was just taken out. But luckily, you can also make saves in this. So, you know, hopefully we should be able to. It fucking feels like it. Rathologic is a big modder. I know that. Um, I've talked to them a couple of times about like various modern things. Um, and stuff like that. It was their posts actually that are on Tumblr that like got me into modding the game because I could see that it could be done and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I want to do that." And then I did. And now I do shit posts with it. And it's great. I found a document. The game is currently loading. It's just taking a bit. I found a document the other day from like 2015 because the original Pathologic, because it was supposed to obviously come on like a physical disc, it has a game manual, and I've seen pictures of the game manual about, and I have like a copy of an English version of the game manual in the files that Alexander sent yesterday or the other week, last week. But I found another thing which is really interesting, made by Hunak. I don't actually know how to properly say their name, but one of the devs, one of the Pathologic devs, which is, it's all in like Russian. Oh, I can't. Reached character limit of 500. That's rude. At some point. Okay, there we go. The game's actually loading now. If I could like share this, that would be great. Um, I'll send it to you on Tumblr if you want to have a gander at it. It's a God, that is such a long fucking link. It is a PDF basically in Russian that is a guide made by one of the devs of the game for Classic, and it has some interesting stuff in it, like a a math formula for like the dead gruel, the Twyrene extracts that you make in the Haruspex route for the Alembic. Um, it also has a map showing every Twyrene location, like Twire location on the map, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, holy shit. Um, like that shit is wild to me. It's a long link. Like, my god, it is a long link. But I think that's like that's so cool. The fact that like that exists. Because the thing is as well, like I assume that the oh, I forgot about how the terrible sensitivity. Um yeah, that's fair. Because like I have to assume that part of that information is on the wiki, but I don't get why that document in and of itself is not on the wiki. Because like why? Why is it not on the wiki? That's a document from like 2005 or 2004. People shouldn't have to look for that. They should just be able to find it on the wiki, but it's not there, and I'm like, why? Like, I I find stuff like that wild because it's like you did you aged off the wiki. I mean, I highly doubt that. Yeah. Speaking foreign language, because I sent the document into my Discord. Also, hello, Asian Banana. Hope that you're having a good time. Right, but even if it's in Russian, it's still a resource because people can still like go and look at stuff. Because like you take stuff for like this demo for the alpha until Wrath like put it through a machine translation, the only copies of it that we had were in Russian, and there are screenshots of that on the wiki. So why not have this document also on the wiki? It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, someone actually did put it through um a machine translator. It's some of the file is a little bit fucked up. But that's a English version of it. Oh, you're feeling good and rested? That's good. That's good. I should have reopened that tab. Can I reopen it? Reopen close tab. I'm gonna save this. But yeah, like you get to like page 3 and there's already like part of it that's a bit fucked up. But the majority of it is like an actually like a decent walkthrough for how to play the game, even if like some parts of the map, because like there are pictures in this that I've never seen before, and there's a map of the abattoir and a map of the underground area that's only in the Haruspex route. I'm like, why is that stuff like not on the wiki? Who decided not to have that? It just it wilds me out. So I know Wrath at some point wants to make like a independently hosted wiki page that is like from um free from fandom, because fandom is garbage. I remember using guides and paper. I have games that I have the guides for still that you can't get anymore. Also, hello, Alexander Kun. I hope you're having a good day today. Fandom can go fuck itself, honestly. Like, I hate the fact that they have like monopolized everything, and it's just ads everywhere, and no one can find independent hosting sites that are actually like decent for stuff. It's so frustrating. Um, but like going back to the game manual thing, because like I have a copy of Black and White 2 by Lionhead Studios. That is a game that you can barely find anymore. But I have an original copy of it that has the game manual in it. And I love that game to pieces. I played the shit out of that game when I was a kid. But because of the fact that Lionhead crumbled and no longer exists, there's like nothing left of it anymore. So actually finding a version of it that you can download and play is really hard. But I'm so glad that I have a physical copy of it that has the game manual in it, because I feel like at some point it's just going to become lost media, because for some reason Lionhead wants to pretend that it doesn't exist, or whatever the company is now, because they made Fable as well. I don't know, someone owns Fable. But I'm so thankful for like internet archivists. They do so much work. They find so much shit. It's amazing, and they need to keep doing what they're doing, because I worry about I genuinely worry about how much media is going to become just completely defunct and lost in like the next 10, 20 years. Considering how much media now is already considered like lost media, it's wild. I have an obscure, I don't have it here unfortunately, but I know that I have a DVD that has a version of a movie version of an animated series from France called Dog Tanyan, like Dog Tanyan but with dogs. And the version that I have is a specific Western dub that I can't find anywhere. I know, right? Like this DVD was given in like a newspaper that's like that was given to me by my nan like over a decade ago, and that is the only version of that specific dub that I have like ever heard, and it exists nowhere online apart from like a one IMDb page that's like, oh yeah, there was a Western dub that had like um completely different, a completely new cast made for it, that's like a condensed version of the TV series. And I'm like, why does this not exist online anywhere? If I had the CD, I would rip the CD and upload it, because it's basically lost media. It's so sad. um I have a local dub for Ponyo the Ghibli movie. There is like Ghibli movies are like weird, because there are Disney versions of the dub, and then there are other versions of the dub that miss a lot of the stuff that the like Disneyified version of the dub has, and it's very strange. That's so unfortunate. That's so sad. Like, what are you supposed to do? So yeah, everyone remember to go and thank your local internet archivist for what they do, because goddamn, they are the backbone of the digital world when it comes to media. Um, I don't know how much time has passed in game. I don't think I can pull up any of my UI. Uh, the text is a bit small. I think I could probably scale up the text a bit, because while this mod is finished, that there are definitely some things that I can like tweak and change. I am gonna make like a full HD version of this. Obviously, it won't be a full HD version of like the game itself. It's solely for the UI, because everything at the moment is kind of stretched and weird, and the only thing that doesn't work for some weird reason is the microscope. It has like a weird way that the UI is layered that is like really funky to work with. We'll find it. We'll see it later if I ever get that far, which I should get that far, hopefully, depending on how much is done. But I guess we'll have to see how well the we're gonna have to see how well the machine translation has done with this. Fun thing, so I know I did this the other day and it just completely fucked up my game. If you have a quick save, and you quick load, and you're in a dialogue screen, the dialogue UI will remain indefinitely, and you have to restart the game in order to get rid of it. Or I think if you like, you can like end the dialogue, but the UI will just be there, because I was in a UI screen and I think I wanted to get out of it because I was editing the UI in real time, and I loaded a save and I was like, oh, uh-oh, I can't see the text because I put it too far down and I can't end the dialogue. This is a slight problem. Right, so what does Eva have to say? So, hello, my bachelor. I wish you hadn't come at dawn. If you'd come earlier, I'd have been able to entertain you tonight. I've been waiting so long for you. I haven't slept a wink all night. I entered this house because I saw your silhouette in the lighted window. All I wanted to do was find out the way to the house where a certain Simon Kine lives. How do you know who I am? I don't think that my arrival was such a big event. Please, we will be on you. What does that mean? This is our custom. And what? And what? You are ready to exchange the company of a girl in love for the company of a terrible old man, even even if a sorcerer? How sad that is. But Simon isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I want to go through the game and see how much is actually like completable. Because even though I know this thing is like broken as fuck, I wanted to know how much they actually implemented into the game and how completable it actually is. Because I'm interested. Um, how sad that is. But Simon isn't going anywhere. He was, is, and will always be, even if the moon falls to Earth. Stay with me a little while. Stay with me a little longer. So this Simon really has been alive for hundreds of years. I didn't think I'd get such a warm welcome here, but why were you waiting for me? I didn't write to old Burak that I was coming. I wasn't even going to. A random combination of circumstances. I don't know what took me off my feet. Simon the Sorcerer, did I hear you correctly? Is this the secret of its longevity? You want Simon as if your life depends on it. I don't know how readable the text is on stream. It's probably not that readable, but that's why I'm reading it aloud. There's something that I'll edit in the future whenever I update these UIs. He knows. He's aware. You want Simon as if your life depends on it? Come to your senses, the kinds are asleep. Get undressed, take off your travelling cloak, rest on my bed, let me warm your hands. Jeez, Eva, calm down. Probably now that the fate of my laboratory hangs in the balance and my life's work is in danger, everything depends on this amazing man, whoever he is. But if old Burach is right, and he really has managed to live for so many years, this kind's cloth will help me overcome death. Death, that's the enemy you've chosen. Isn't it hard? It seems that no one has ever managed to defeat it. Millions of doctors have managed to defeat it in particular cases. Jesus, my enemy is scarier. My enemy is not a particular case of death. My enemy is the inevitability of its coming. I challenge the forces of nature. I do not understand. Yes, you don't understand. I barely understand it myself. Perhaps death seems inevitable to us, but in reality it is a whim of the will that has... But in reality it is just a whim of the will that has arranged this world? That sentence doesn't make sense. This is a question, so where is the key to my victory? Show me Simon's house. It's nearby. The Kynes live in Gorney, the most square. I'll draw it for you. The main person after Simon is Georgi Kyne. Call him Judge. The best of them is his brother Victor, and most importantly Maria. She wanted to see you. She mentioned someone's death. It is better to listen to her. The girl does not throw words to the wind. Go on. I'll prepare everything for your return. I don't think I'll be here very long. Goodbye, I'll be back soon. Yeah, I scaled up the map so the map looks nice now. Though if you look closely you can see that the top right part of the texture is horribly stretched out, but the left corner is not. Oh yeah, Clara is the devotress. Because Artemy is not the Haruspex, he's the Ripper, specifically. Yeah, fun thing with this UI texture, for the modern version of the game, there are 6 parts to this texture, so there's 3 along the bottom and 3 along the top. For this, there's only 4, so I just had to kind of make do, otherwise these buttons would be horrifically, like, stretched out of proportion, and it would look weird. The mysterious Maria, the daughter of Victor Kyne, absolutely wanted to meet. Absolutely wanted to meet. She mentioned someone's death. Simon Kyne, who has lived an impossibly long time in the world, is waiting here. I hope that he will be very understanding of my request. All I need is living evidence of the impossible. And currently all of the buildings still have their Russian names, because apparently editing the files that govern those is a lot more difficult than anything else. This house is called The Pool. Here lives a single girl named Eva Yang. Eva Yang. Eva Yan. It seems that a chance meeting at night gave me a loyal friend and temporary shelter. You say that you've come out to fight with death. You'll have to watch yourself carefully right now. It's September now. As long as you breathe this air, know that every minute you will die. We're already dying every minute of our lives. I challenge this unfortunate phenomenon, but since you've heard that Thanatica's achievements, I won't mention it again. What does September have to do with it? Is the air in your city poisoned? What does September have to do with it? There are many grasses growing in this steppe, so intoxicating when they bloom, some when they dry out. White lash, twir, and saviour, so that'll be white whip, twire, and swevery, are dangerous in August and September when they give their juices to the sun. It's always a headache at this time of year. The cores are in pain. How do you live? Oh dear. Why should I not breathe your air? Probably it was necessary to stock up on Stalichne? I have no idea what that is. It's something. Could do that every weekend. You need to sleep constantly, drink water, in any case do not starve, maintain your strength, very carefully monitor your health. If you feel unwell, drop everything you're doing and refresh yourself. Otherwise you'll die of a broken heart or a hemorrhage like mine. Familiar. Be careful, okay? Oh, gotta put your juices in the sun. I have a strong heart and a strong heart and a strong head. The more I think and do, the faster I'll die. Well, this is symbolic. Thanks, Eva. Do you know why our cathedral is empty? Cathedrals are empty when people stop believing in eternal life. You're smart. Very. That's why I'm here. No smarter than the others. Tell us about your cathedral. Our Julia thought about it a lot. Julia Lurisheva. She's the smartest girl in town. She has no friends, no lovers. She doesn't even drink. Just reads and thinks. Reads and thinks. Talk to her. Insufferable guy. He really is. Where does she live? There is a time for everything. Where does she live? Right here, in the sign? Sign? S-E-I-N-E? I think that's how you say that. Sane? Sign? The block is called The Edge, then come and see her sometime if you want. It gives me a headache. Thanks. The kinds are waiting for you. I know. Do you have anything else to say? Why not is the cathedral? In fact, it's not a cathedral at all. It was supposed to be a cathedral, but for some reason it didn't. Sometimes it makes me sad. It was supposed to be a cathedral, but for some reason it didn't. It's not like he was sad. Why did this happen? Oh no, I didn't figure that out. What I might do for that, because the problem is the game doesn't have any options, and I think that's part of the problem. So what I might do at some point is try and take some of the files that are in Pathologic Classic and put them in this version and see if anything happens. See if anything breaks. Because apart from the UI, it should be exactly the same. There's no reason why it should not be the same. I have no idea how stuff like the sensitivity is governed. There's probably a file for it, but you'd have to like sift through binary, and there's a lot to that. I did figure out how to change the positioning of the dot though. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Why did this happen? Okay, well, I already had this. That's Uni's house. Oh my god. Like, the sensitivity is tolerable, at least. It could be so much worse than what it is. At least you can actually, like, save the game. What do you have to say? Can I help you? I would be very grateful if you could explain to me how to navigate your city. There are 3 cities here. The first is the Bykov project. That'd be the Bull project. The second is Blocks. It grows out of the project. It is actually a residential city. It has recently moved to the other side of the river, but what was built there, the language does not dare to call a quarter. We call this part a polyhedron. Oh, really? Oh dear. Also, hey Wrath, how are you doing today? And what is inside the polyhedron? Yes, there is nothing there. They say it's empty and bare. And what can be in such a monster? It's not clear how it holds up at all. So I can let my kids play there? Never in my life. Claire, what is the Bulls project? This is our industrial base. It includes a station, warehouses, factories, and slaughterhouses. You shouldn't go there. This is not for metropolitan visitors. It's filthy and stinky. This place isn't ready for people. What a phrase. I wasn't going there at such a tiny city still divided into blocks. Since childhood. Since childhood, I hated beef. Alright. Ever since I was a child. I was traumatized by a cow as a child, and I was never the same again. Is that? No, it just looks weird. I know my UI is not quite perfect. It still has a few parts that like might be a pixel or two out. Also, the razor, this is one of the only textures that I've found while playing that has this as a background. And I don't know why. It just does. Oh, nice. From my childhood, I hate beef and everything connected to it. At some point, we should see if we're able to fix the sensitivity in this. I don't know where it will be contained, but I was planning on taking some of the files that might possibly have the sensitivity in it from Classic and retroactively putting them in this and seeing what happens. Because, oh, it's so terrible. It is so bad. And unfortunately, the command for it doesn't work. You look more like an adventurer than a healer. How do you know me? Who are you? I am an adventurer. Appearances are deceptive. I saw you in a dream, make no mistake about it. My dreams have nothing to do with it. I just saw you take us all by the throat. Wait, what? I know obviously it's not like yeah, even if there's just like something either missing or something else, because there obviously isn't a like a parameter for it that you can manually change. You'd have to edit it in the file that it's like whatever file it's contained in. It's just finding wherever that's contained. An evil response. What else was in that dream? I'll tell you when I can trust you. I hope it happens soon. I have something to say to you, Bachelor Dan. I forget as well that sometimes his name is like Dankowski. Dankovsky. But I can't do it until old Georgi meets you, otherwise he'll rip out my tongue for divulging the secret. I need Simon. I know, but you'll have to meet Georgi instead. They're twins, so you won't be too disappointed. Good. Where should I go? It's nearby. Enter the wing closest to the river. It is shaped like a crown. Turn right when you come out of my door. I'll be back soon. It's not right outside of your door. It's left. Yeah, yeah, it's left. It's not right. Why is it turn? Why does she tell me to turn right? Weird. I touched the mouse and it just. I was really confused for a sec because the last time I entered this house, he was on my left because I entered through the other door, not that one. Also, this is a great outfit, is it not? Like it looks more like a a dressing gown, then like a night robe. If anything, it makes him look like a wizard. Yeah, it makes him look like a wizard. Oh, why is that like that? There's a gap there. Why is there a gap there? There shouldn't be a gap there. Weird. Dear Doctor, we have been waiting for you with the greatest impatience. You don't need to explain the details of your case. I know them. We know about your work and we're going to give you all possible assistance. I am all the sadder to tell you that my half-brother Simon, the creator, guardian, and embodiment of everything you see around you, has been killed. I do not believe it. Damn it, but why now when I got my last chance to win? By whom? Killed tonight, killed mysteriously, after the onset of strange circumstances. That night, for the first time in all the years I've known him, for the first time, I saw fear on his face. A heavy guttural fear. Such fear leaves a grey bear to die in a gorge with poisonous fumes. It's oddly specific, but okay. Sorry, what? How is that a pronoun fuck up? What exactly is unusual about his death, or rather, her circumstances? That should be his circumstances, right? Who would that be referring to? That's a weird mistranslation. You wouldn't have thought that would change something. I wonder what that word is then. Does Russian have no. Dankovsky referring to death with feminine pronouns. Interesting. You're hinting at what it was, voluntary retirement? Murder doctor, let's call a spade a spade. That evening he dismissed a visitor, came out to us in the hall, announced that from now on he would not see anyone, and orders us not to approach his chambers. Then inside he talked to himself. The household still broke his ban and listened to the door. He was found dead this morning. Interesting. So, because if I remember, the Russian language doesn't have words the, like English has words like the, and it's like not connectives. Wait, you meant to remove the euphemism? What was he talking about, and most importantly, with whom? Fear of incurring his displeasure kept the servants from getting too close. He would have known, however, they claimed that the brother was talking to himself. No other voice was heard. Besides, without his brother's will, no visitor would have been able to enter the inner chamber of the Gorns. The Gorns. In that case, why don't you assume that your brother died of natural causes? What is the inner piece of horns? It's hard to explain if you want a workplace, like a creative lab with not quite ordinary interior space. It was practically airtight except for the door, which was always in plain sight, and the people called our homestead Horns. Now all that's left of it are these 3 stone houses. It turned into a city building. The cause of death was probably a heart attack or a stroke. You will find this fact hard to believe, but this fact is indisputable. My brother couldn't have died of natural causes under no circumstances. And how can you prove it? I'd have to fill you in too long to prove something out of the ordinary, my dear doctor. I can't imagine what kind of devilish abilities someone who was able to kill Simon Kine must have, but since Simon could not have died by his own death, there is only one conclusion. My brother was killed. There is not and cannot be an immortal human being in nature. What kind of help do you expect from me? Is my mind clouded by grief? I have the feeling that your arrival was not accidental, dear doctor. Not much depends on your will here. Let's not write it all off as fate. We didn't know about the letter. Isidore, with an E, wrote it at the risk of encuming the wrath of our house. That's a lot of words. But my brother was preparing to meet you. The tragedy could have been the result of actions taken by him for the sake of your failed meeting. I'm sorry for your loss with all my heart. Is there anything I can do for you? Do you want to help, Doctor? Find us the killer. My brother Victor, you'll find him in the next wing. Already has some ideas about that. Help us and we will return in debt. Yes, really, the coincidences were too coincidental. Killing your brother is my murder. I will help you as much as I can. I need some time to recover. What you probably don't know is that this what you don't know is that this news is ruining my entire life. Emotionally devastated. Well, so these look like roughly center screen, don't they? They're about center screen-ish. My mission so far seems vague to me. The results of the examination of Simon Kine are remarkable, according to some reports. What does that mean? Continarian? Oh wait. Oh no, centenarian. Oh, it just means a person who is 100 or more years old. Okay, sure. We'll go with that. Can turn the foundations of modern thanatology and scientific ideas about death in general. However, even if the very fact of the existence of this Leviathan is true, in itself it will not cancel the order of the authorities to liquidate our laboratory. It will be necessary to find the right approach to this person. If this Simon, a man burdened with authority and power, sees in my request a damage to his dignity, it will not be easy to convince him to write a new page in the history of the doctrine of the laws of life processes. Do you have anything else to say? Oh, what? What? Maybe he does. Or maybe he doesn't. I guess we'll never know. Because it won't let me. That's kind of funny. Oh. Something's having a problem pathfinding. As usual. Here's a question, actually. Because of the fact that the, obviously these two houses have doors on the back of them where in classic they have fountains on the back. I wonder if you could just port the meshes to the classic version and put the door back, because the door on the inside still exists. At least for both of them it does, and for Victor at the very least it's still usable. You'd probably have to change the scene file for Georgi's house, because I remember you saying like you couldn't get to the door that's in his house, because even though it was yeah, city base, because the spawn point for this door exists in classic. So that's fine. It would just be adding another one. So I don't think any of the, I mean, you probably could just actually just port the file. It'd probably be easier to do that than anything, because I don't know if any of the other things in the environment have changed since the game came out. But you know what I've just realised? These two houses are swapped. That's why she said to go right. The houses are on the opposite side. Because I remember for this, when you go into Victor's house in the final cut of the game, the door is the door. This, not this door, but like this door. Oh no, wait. No, I'm losing my mind. It's because it's the back door. It's because it's the back door. They're not swapped. I'm misremembering what the house looks like because the dude's got no decorations in it. Also, I enjoy the fact that this chair is just an impossible size. There is no possible way he's sitting on this chair. I want to see, actually. Does he have a sitting down? He doesn't have a sitting down animation in this one, does he? I don't think he does, at least. I'm going to get rid of this door, because I want to know whether the trigger exists. I don't think it does. It probably doesn't. But I'm going to get rid of it anyway. No, he's just standing there. Menacingly. Maybe he kicks a little. Because something... So I was looking through some of the... pathologic mods on Nexus, and one of them had a piece of documentation attached to it that was someone detailing a bunch of stuff that they had found out about how some of the files work. Specifically the mod that I looked at was the mod for... Oh god, I don't even know if this could run like on a toaster or something. Like the coding for this game is whack. Like I looked at the thing Wrath put in the Discord for Pathologic 2, and I don't understand like what exactly it means, but based on how you were talking about it, it seems that there's just like a load-bearing XML file that does like everything, which is certainly a way to make something. Oh yeah, but if anybody is interested, this was the document that I found for all of the files in the game and how to edit them properly. It's got like one for the demo, but like it's got a bit of stuff about the .mesh files which I was interested in, because I didn't realize that the .mesh files actually have more than just the meshes in them. They have animation files in them as well, which like makes sense, but I know that there is also like an XML file that is to do with animations, and I don't know what that does. But it was interesting to go through and see like what this person had found out from just like looking through stuff. Unfortunately, they also don't know what to do with the font files, which I know was something that we were trying to figure out at one point. The famous Dr. Dankelski, Mike Wazowski. Your arrival is a great honor to us. Victor Kane at your service. I like how here it's Dankowski, but when he says his name it's Dankovsky. How does that work? How is that translated like that? Very glad. I foresee that things have long become familiar to us will cause you confusion and hostility. I would like to smooth over this impression. Our small community has fallen out of the cycle of the country. Time passes us by. What exactly do you have in mind? Don't worry. I mean traditions. The games that we play with gusto are unlikely to be of interest to you. The people who make decisions about our future may seem eccentric, naive, or otherwise not entirely sane. Take pity on them, or rather, us. I will try not to disappoint you. I hope that our cooperation will take place in the atmosphere of mutual trust. Have you found the killer, Bachelor? Not yet. I'm afraid we misunderstood each other. Looking for murderers is the job of the law enforcement officers. I'm only willing to give them all the help I can. You have, like... I don't do murder investigations. I'm a scientist. What do you think of the cover-up, Doctor? Here's the situation. A criminal breaks into the home of a man of solid principles and asks for protection. The duty of hospitality obliges the host to welcome anyone who comes under his roof. This is an ancient law, but civil duty obliges to punish the scoundrel, isn't it? Sure, that was the sentence. Why are you asking me this? The situation is tragic and all depends on the details and circumstances. Who is the boss? Who is the criminal? I don't know much about ancient laws. I wouldn't cover up a killer. It seems that the killer has taken refuge in the home of a woman I hold in deep reverence. This is a well-known singer and an angel. I admire her vocal talents and respect her fearlessness, given some of the circumstances of her fate, as well as an event that should change her future in the coming days. How do you know about this? If you could tell me where she lives, I'd like to talk to her. I wonder how she would get out of such a delicate situation. She lives in a mansion that once belonged to another brilliant singer, Vera Verba. Is that the name of the... I swear it's different. Or it might not be, I don't remember. She tragically died 5 years ago at the age of 16. This mansion is called Willows. It stands next to the Stamerton nativity scene on the bank of the vein in the ground. The bank of the vein in the ground. I'll try and help her. Oh yeah, I have letters. What's it? What's the... Isidore Burak's letter. Dear Bachelor Dankovsky, I'm saddened to learn that the authorities are about to close down the laboratory that has gained fame thanks to your research in the field of thanatology. Is it true that they call your work scientific extremism? If anyone finds it hopeless to study aging, the cause of natural death and necrosis, I have just discovered a case that can shut them up and restore your good name. The rule of our city, Simon Kine, is a living example of truly inexplicable longevity. I cannot explain this phenomenon. Come urgently, it could become a sensation. Save, revive, and glorify your laboratory. Always your faithful servant and colleague, Isidore Burak. I like how it gives me the pop-up. Unless... Oh no, that must have been for the other quest. I guess like the... I don't know. Check whether the killer is hiding in a suspicious mansion. Willow, singer, and angel. Hello, my love.
Okay.
Yeah. So, on the plus side, I can't die. Like, there isn't, like, a main quest, I guess, which makes sense, because it requires you to go either to Isidore's house or, the other one. The House of the Living. Here's the House of the Living? I don't remember. In order to get the plague, but they don't have that implemented as a... It's either implemented and it just is broken, or it's not implemented, so it doesn't matter. It will make the game unplayable? Why? What does it break that badly? That's weird.
Oh, there's a mission for you.
Hang on, are these... That's interesting. So, okay, wait. Because I know you can walk through the river in this, but that's kind of besides the point, because they obviously put, like, barriers in the way. But, like, these stairs, specifically, these are done differently to how they are in Classic. You can actually stand... Also, hello CT guy, I hope you're having a good day. You can actually stand on these and move down as these move down. In Classic, for whatever reason, they've just made a really big square collision box for it that you can walk on top of, but you walk at the same level. I wonder why they changed that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It seems that the bridge still has, like... Oh, no, even the bridge actually has a collision box that's closer to the actual size of the mesh than anything else, which I didn't notice before. I wonder why that is and how they changed that. Because I know you can't... It makes a bit more sense for the bridges specifically if you're unable to get on them normally, because you cannot jump into the river at all. The game won't let you. In this, you obviously can. But why did they... If you already cannot jump into the river, why did they extend the collision box so high?
Interesting.
I should see actually if I can get on these walls, because these walls are the only walls that you cannot get on without flying in the final release of the game. Yeah, you can stand on these walls. They extended this collision box so high so that you cannot stand on this unless you use the flight command.
It might just be to discourage people from trying to climb on walls and barriers completely. Just to complete, like, to say, oh, they could climb on this, but instead let's make it so they can't at all, so they don't try on other places and try and break the game.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I find it funny how this particular bit of curb is still a problem bit of curb. You get stuck. You get stuck on that, like, regardless of anything for some reason. Oh, you're fine. Like, I always come back to chat and see what chat's doing. You will not be interrupting anything. So I'm going to see how much of the alpha is actually completed. There's because purely for my own interest more than anything, and to sort of see what sort of stuff is different between this and, like, from what I've found with how the final release version of the game works. Because I think whatever changes they make to the game are very interesting. There's obviously a lot of, like... Are there benches in this? I haven't seen a bench. Did they not implement benches until later on? Even though you can't, like, do anything with benches? Or is it just to add, like... I don't know, life to things. Because like one, it's probably partially to do with like the render distance and stuff, but this just, it feels so empty. You can walk up the slide. You can't do that in the final release version of the game. They again made it just a big square collision box. Can still climb on these though. Like, I understand the aspect of them not like making like stuff like this, uh, like a big, just a big block of collision, but I practic. I get that it's a design choice because it's again to discourage the player from like jumping on stuff. Also, why they're having a good time? He goes on the slide. He can go on the slide. Also, something I would actually like to point out: this is not Dankovsky's model. This is Borak's model. Like, does Dankovsky's mesh even exist in the game? Because in the original demo that they made, which I have a copy of, it's the he he's super stanced. What does that mean? Oh, I need to know now. It's just the spawn command, isn't it? So, but CT Guy, basically, this is one of the first versions of this game to exist. So, Classic HD is a remaster of like the original Pathologic from 2005, but this is one of the earliest versions of the game to exist that we have and can play. No, don't tell me that. Which is it? Is it S spawn? It's one of them. I know I've used it before. I found out how it worked. Oh, stop it. Okay, so what is the okay, so it's X spawn. Um That's 2002? Really? Damn. Let's see. Why is there an error? Why are you having an error? The game doesn't want me to see Dankovsky's wide stance. Frankly, homophobia. Is there a reason for it? Oh, that would explain it. Of course it's back. Of course it's that one, because who needs like consistent back. I can spell. Who needs consistent file names? What do you mean XML file not found? Have I spelt that incorrectly? Is it spelt like... Isn't it baklava? Not baka... Isn't it... I think that might just be misspelling that. Isn't it? XML file not found. Oh, it's gonna be... It's going to be one of them. Right over here. NPC underscore encode.xml. There he is. I like how he's taking a step in this. He's going. He's going somewhere. So I like how the... Yeah, he doesn't look that much different from... I think his hair's slightly lighter, but that might just be the ambient lighting on him. Well, he's stuck there now. He just exists there for all time. Something LGBT about this. You know what? This is a very autistic stance, in my opinion. Cause like he's like what, 27 in Pathologic 2, but apparently in this one he's like, is he the same age? It's a good question. Is Clara in this build? I know I've seen files relating to Clara, but I haven't checked through everything thoroughly. My God, this sensitivity is a nightmare. Yeah, yeah, Clara with a K. I think she's Clara with a K in yeah. Everyone just has like an awkward stance. Yeah, because I think I want to say he's 27 in the second game, but like I know he's close to 30, and it's like no, no, he's fucking not. He doesn't look close to 30 in Pathologic 1. He looks like a fresh 20-year-old. Artemy looks closer to 30 than Dankovsky does in Pathologic 1, considering he's supposed to be like what, 22? Well, he's a bachelor because he's a bachelor of science. That's his degree. Everyone just calls him bachelor, I guess, because that's a name, isn't it? He's not really a doctor. But I guess he is also a bachelor, poor man. R.I.P. to him. I forgot how to watch. My head is in disarray. Why is Georgi's one, like, fucked up, but Julia's one is fine? Georgi's portrait had, like, a gap at the top, which must be something to do with his actual portrait and not the UI, because the UI is fine. Georgi just has a bad portrait. He is also single as fuck. Med school's like it depends for med school, to be honest. Because he might have like gone and done something. Because he might have gone and done something and then gone and done like something else on top of that. He is a thanatologist, which I didn't even know was an actual like area of science, to be honest. It makes sense that it's an area of science, but I just didn't occur to me, to be honest. I forgot how to watch. My head is in disarray. I can't make ends meet. Previously, invisible coincidences immediately formed a coherent mosaic for me. Now I understand it. Now I don't understand anything anymore. Maybe this is a sign of near death. God, you look so miserable. No, thanatology is the study of death. Thanatos is the Latin word for death. Or the Greek word. Is it the Greek word? It's Greek or Latin? Well, I mean, they're kind of derived from the same language, so it's probably both. One's just pronounced slightly differently. And I'm totally not remembering that solely because of Thanatos from Hades. Because I was just thinking about it. The air is too heavy in this step. But like, are there... Oh yeah, it is Mortis. Is there a different word, though, for dead and death as a concept? Wouldn't surprise me. It might be the same word in Latin. Yeah, exactly. Hot Thanatos from the Hot Game Hades, of which we're getting another one. Amazing. That's when it happens when people get fired. You probably haven't slept in a while. Yes, this is a sign of impending death. The universe will collapse when the laws connecting certain phenomena with others disappear. Perhaps sometimes it seems to me that somewhere there are people who embody this law. Do you consider yourself one of these people? Yeah, Thanatos is Greek. Because, yeah, so Thanatology. Yeah, it's derived from the Greek language. Plus, Thanatology sounds cooler than, like, Mortisology. I don't know what they call it, like, Mortisology. Okay, I'll be honest, I read Orbitus, and my first thought was Morbius. So, that's great. Oh no, these are all people who worked on the game. Um, I love it. I loved it when the Bachelor from Pathologic said Morbius and defeated death in one go. It was great. Yeah, no. As far as I'm aware, all of these people are people from Ice Pick Lodge, people who worked on the game. Ah, it's Morbin time. I love it. I loved it when the Bachelor said it's Morbin time and struck down death in one blow. It was great. Um, when I was a kid, I wanted to think that way. As a student, I realized it was too much of an honor. When it was decided it was a curse, such people are very dangerous. As long as they believe in their vocation, it works, and outsiders suffer the consequences. It is impossible to prove this. I prefer not to think about such things. So what, have you had any strong impressions yet? The Kinds asked me to help them find out the circumstances surrounding Simon's death. Is there anything you can do for me? Yes, I've heard it. One wag. What? What? One wag said you collect the killer's description while he collects your... What is that word supposed to be? One... One wag? What's that supposed to be? What could that have possibly been mistranslated from? Was? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, is wag a word in, like, I know wag is a word, but like in the context that it's used here, is it a word? Because that's not the first time I've seen that come up. Well, it's... Wait. Why is what? Sorry, what? I mean, capital WAG or WAGs is an acronym used to refer to wives and girlfriends of high-profile sportsmen. Wag it, yeah, maybe like wag of the tongue. That would make sense. No, it's definitely not wag of the tail. One way. Yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating when it comes to like machine translation and stuff. So yeah, like each character. Yeah, I get like what she's talking about. It's just the word in the sentence like is weird in like the context it's used. The funny thing is you hunt each other down. What kind of wit is that? And you have no more things. Do you know anything? I think he was poisoned, but they say he didn't eat or drink anything for several days. Yes, it seems to be true, but that doesn't prove anything. The man had a very special body, and his metabolic processes must have been very different from those of other people. Actually, he wasn't even a human. Who could have poisoned him? Who needed it? I would have thought it was one of the kinds, but no, I know what kind of family they are. Pride, family, solidarity, respect for the head of the family, the ruler, and the sorcerer. They believe in the curse of dishonest acts. They wouldn't stoop to this even if they really wanted to. Why not consider other versions? For example, the mysterious penetration of the horns. That's a phrase. Did they want to? Certainly. They revered Simon, but they probably didn't love him as much as the townspeople did. And why did the townspeople love Simon so much? You may or may not love the kinds, but Simon, oh, this is a special occasion. Simon is not a person, but a sign. We felt like he was taking care of us, protects our children, builds a city, keeps the capital from drinking our blood. A rare ruler can be proud of such love. You know, Simon wasn't a ruler, he was a guardian. His courage and, most importantly, magic. He legitimized magic. Yeah. He approved the laws of the eternal holiday. Simon was always a child. I think he felt like a living Christmas grandfather. This will double my zeal. Let's go back to the cause of death. Why poisoning? It was said that Simon shut himself up in the inner chamber of the horns, and by morning he died in it. You probably have a vague idea of what is behind these words. Do you already know what the kinds call inner peace? Another symbol? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they call the soul or the mind. The the dialogue in Pathologic is so much. It's like reading a novel. They really toned it down for the second game. Like, a lot of the dialogue in the game is still very interesting, but it reads more like two characters actually having a conversation. Like, if you were reading all this shit in a book, it would feel more natural, but because it's in the context of the game, it's just weird. It's interesting dialogue though. I mean, this isn't like obviously what it is entirely in its accuracy, but it's similar enough at least at the moment. Plus, like anything that was like changed for um classic, yeah, because like yeah, it's uh like because I played part of the demo that you gave me, and I opened up the game and the voice acting, oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's a nightmare. I found it so funny, like going into the opening theater scene. You just cannot hear what anyone's saying. Like they didn't record it properly. I like it. They just kind of like, right, say all your voice lines and we'll apply like an echo to it and it will be fine. And it's like, okay, but you need to actually be able to hear what the characters are saying, especially when you've got Clara who's talking like the Wicked Witch of the East or the Wicked Witch of the West. Like, why did they give her that voice? She doesn't sound like a child. She sounds like a fucking 35-year-old woman. And of course, we cannot forget Onion, of course, which is my raid sound effect. We love Onion in we love Onion. So, right, so basically the original version of this game, the one that's like not the HD version because that came out in 2015, but the original from 2004. Um the English voice acting is absolutely atrocious, and B, a lot of stuff is not necessarily translated properly. So one of the words that Artemy calls Dankovsky is oinon, which I think is like, if I remember correctly, it's like a term for someone who's it's a term of respect. But they just called him Onion. They just called him Onion. He's Onion now. Alright, can I copy and paste this, please? Go, Onion! I need to collect my tools. Haruspecs. I'm pretty sure that is how you say it, right? It is Haruspecs. See, now even I'm questioning how to say it because it's one of those words that I've only ever seen written down. I've never actually heard anyone. Haruspecs. An emphasis on the r specifically, not Haruspecs. Garaspec. I like how I typed in Haruspecs, and it immediately came up with like a Warhammer figurine. Yeah, it's a Latin word. Also, I I'm gonna find just because where's the files? Where be the files for this game? I don't know. I do have it extracted. Because for some reason this game does have like sound, though I don't think it has any of the music. I don't know if it has any of. I'm gonna actually see because it does have. I think it does have script, but I'm gonna see if I can take the. This might break something, but it's fine. It's like it's not the end of the world. Because I cannot deal with like the deafening silence that is the lack of music in this. Even if it's just ambient noise, there's just nothing, and it's like, oh, it's so quiet. Why is it so quiet? The term is multi-valued. Inner peace is not an abstraction; it's more like maths. No one can get in there except the owner himself, so he brought the killer with him, or rather in yourself, because clothes, it seems, cannot be carried into the inner peace either. How do you know all this? Everyone knows that kinds love such things and do not miss the opportunity to build and craft them at any opportunity. Games with space, physics, optics, and various anomalies. It's like a pinhole camera. No one would get in there. The conclusion is interesting. Do you have anything else to say? So what? Have you had any strong impressions yet? I had not assumed that primitive ideas about the world were still alive in the depths of our country, but I did not think that to this extent. Also, there are a lot of files. There are way more files in this than I thought there were. That's fine, it will get there when it gets there. Do you like Eva? What role does Victor play in the Kine clan? Did he ask about me? No, I didn't ask. What? It was he who advised me to come to you for advice. My heart goes out to Victor, but he's going to die soon. It's very sad. Now our city will have new configuration of power. I would prefer a next generation triumvirate led by Victor. Why should he die so soon? Don't know, that's what they say, but he doesn't particularly argue with it. Perhaps that is why he is in no hurry to take on the burden of power. Even under Simon, only Gyorgy was involved in family affairs and politics. Victor devoted all of his energy to raising his adored daughter. Is his daughter Maria? Yes, he literally fed her with his own blood, indulged her every whim. He taught her the arts and sciences. I raised her to perfection. Denying yourself everything. It didn't create anything, although I could. For Kine, this is tantamount to a slow suicide. If your words are correct, he's created his daughter as she is. If it is really perfect, it is not so small. Well, I won't say a word about Maria. We have a bad relationship as it is. I don't want to gossip about her. I'm not asking. Do you like Eva? Very. I really like it. Strange. I thought you didn't think so of her. Also, sometimes there's like an apostrophe at the end of some of these words. I'm not sure what that's about. It's just there, apparently. Me too. Eva is a rare person. She really knows how to love. I'd like Eva to be friends with me, but she doesn't understand me, and correctly. She's my superior in every way. What connects this? You don't have anything else. I can't believe my ears. It is possible that sooner or later a violent fanaticism will awaken in her, then she will completely lose herself in the object of her passion, and he will probably die immediately in the name of his ministry. I don't know who that's referring to. But let's not talk about it anymore. So what, have you had any strong impressions? I had assumed that primitive ideas about the world were still alive in the depths of our country, but I did not think that to this extent. I thought that would make you mad. Maria Ogress Shabnakadir, but bull tails and handfuls of baby teeth and glasses. Sorry? You can forgive it for the steppe artisans and six-year-olds, but when you hear people talking about it with a battered encyclopedia of natural history on their shelves, you feel like you're going crazy. That's a lot of stuff to have. Why do you have a handful of baby teeth in a glass? I don't think you should have that. And how do you explain this? This will infuriate you even more, the fact that it's all true. So you believe in all this yourself. Crunchy snacks. Don't you love it when you just drink a glass of baby teeth? It's great. You're joking, of course. A little bit. Shabnak exists, this is indisputable. It is debatable that bull tails and baby teeth help with it. In other words, they help the steppe people and children, but they won't help you and me. It's just that Earth's memory is too strong here. Energy is an ancient soil. It's so long here that it rings in the air. So what is it? Now I have to explain the drought to the evil will of the steppe spirits? We have to reckon with the laws that the steppe imposes on us. We try to ignore them and live by looking back on the achievements of civilization, but to no avail. All those demons, well, call them something else if it makes you feel better. Call the hair-eater time. We will like the language of children. We like the language of children, we're used to it. That's what really makes you angry. Perhaps. Yes, if you'll excuse me, I have a rational explanation for this cannibal's crimes by tonight. You have anything? No, you don't have anything else to say. And I forgot about the sensitivity again. It's just so intense. Ah, he's still here. Unfortunately, he's trapped there forever now. I've sealed him in place. Morning, Musty. How are you doing today? I'm sad that they, like, removed how many dogs can spawn in the game. Because you see so many more dogs in this, but they just don't spawn that much in the final version of the game. Or maybe they toned it down specifically for the classic HD version. I need to get the original version on Good Old Games. It's very annoying that it doesn't exist on Steam. Because at least I can have a version of the manual as well. Why? What do you mean? What do you mean that will take 6 hours? Are you sure it will take 6 hours? That's for the alpha. I don't want the alpha, I want... well, I guess there are a lot more files here. I don't know which ones are specifically for the, okay. I need half of these files. Let's see. Probably don't need that one, but I have it anyway. I'm looking through the files for stuff. Don't remember what that is. Thunder is so incredibly loud that it's ridiculous. Right, let's copy all of these and see if the files... No, you cannot pet the dogs. Went the wrong way again. I have like, I must have like close to 200 hours in like Pathologic 1 in total, and I still don't know where anything is. And for some reason I want to make a door randomizer. Just to make it extra painful. Can I go in here? I can go in here. Oh yeah, I forgot you look like that. On the feet of this man I see the dust of the pavements of my dear capital. Fanfare. I bet you've met me somewhere before. Probably the opposite in any case. I don't have the honor of knowing you. While I'm alone, you can say you to me. I'm Andre. Don't ever mistake me for Peter. I have a quarrelsome temper, and I don't want you to think badly of your brother. I won't think badly of your brother. Honor and respect to our glorious guest. Drink poison with us, bachelor. I mean, yeah, but like, Final Fantasy XIV is a very, very big game. This is not a big game. I can remember roughly where the houses are, but I still get lost. Do they say anything about Simon's murder? For a bottle of what? For a bottle of what just do not tell. Rumour has it that the cannibal Shabnak was not seen but heard. Household members, seers, drunks, and those who happened to pass by the bugles that night heard it. I wonder what they were doing there, these bastards. Perhaps you wanted to see the lovely Maria in the window once again. What did they hear? Maybe, or maybe the bottle-hungry witnesses themselves were involved in the murder. No, Doctor, they're not looking for Shabnak because they're stupid idiots. A person cannot enter the inner peace. I tell you this authoritatively. As a certified architect, believe me, I have my own opinion about what is possible in the sense and what is not. Well, the man couldn't get to Simon. So, what do your drinking buddies say? They heard a wheeze, we heard sobs. They could hear the breathing, so heavy that it sounded like a whale was breathing. Unmistakable signs of a hair-eater. Lovely. Here and there, outside the windows, behind the walls of the house, around the corners of the alley, frightened. People come here and then forget about the nightmares. Is your breathing so heavy that you can hear it through the walls? So he didn't have much time left. This is what I say as a doctor. You can hear this in any corner. That's what worries me. With a brutal killer lurking in every corner, it's time to take up arms. It's time. Do you know where to get it? I know. I know a bachelor's degree, but this is a topic that is better not to raise on a heavy head. Weapons are not allowed here. You can see for yourself that we have the most peaceful morals. Where far to go, for an example. Yes, even on the square of the bone pillar. Okay. Yes, replace the file. I'm gonna like... Oh my god. Oh, I hate when it does that. God damn it, there we go. I swear there is, like, actually music in this. But maybe it is simply that the... Like, I know I have heard music in this before, but maybe something is just, like, oh, broken for some reason. Sing you a song about the passing summer. I'm Anna Angel, if you haven't already been told about me. Sing it. Can you sing? And even beautiful. I've heard of you. Is Anna your creative pseudonym? No, it's a surname. My ancestors are from the south. It's strange to meet a singer in poor neighborhoods. They don't like me in this town. Too bad. If it weren't for this circumstance, I would have stayed here forever. Why don't they love you? You may still have a reason to stay here forever. Why don't they love you? I do not know myself. It seems like it should be the other way round. When I sing softly near the window, passerby stop to listen to the rest of the song, and if I try to talk to them, they avoid me like I have the plague. Well, you might have the plague later, don't worry about it. The world isn't fair to talent, to a genius, so simply hideously cruel. You have to put up with that, don't you? No, I don't want to put up with it. If not the creators, then at least their creations should dictate their own rules of the game to the world. I hope I'll hear you sing again. Do you have anything? No. Is this person already dead? You don't have to be a doctor to see it. At least he's not breathing. If there's no pulse, he's dead. He scared me so much, barged in here covered in blood. Look at the terrible wounds they inflicted on him. It was as if they were deliberately hitting him in such places to further damage his body. Look, the tendons are cut. What could have done this? An experienced surgeon. Someone who knows a lot about anatomy. I didn't quite understand what he was saying. He was delirious and drunk. After all, now there is a widespread hunt for the killer of Simon Kine. Either he was mistaken for this killer, or maybe he was hunting the killer himself. It was that assassin who inflicted such terrible wounds on him. Yes? What makes you think he wasn't the killer? Judging by the clothes, this is a worker. We need to take him to the mortuary. They'll probably be able to identify him. He was too scared, and then I realized that he was the one who caught the killer. They caught him on railroad tracks just in case he wanted to hide in the car and run. I understand that the killer actually showed up at the station, bumped into this man, and so... Okay, convincing. What do we do now? Perhaps he was really scared and tried to hide. A running, bloodied man aroused suspicion and was chased after. It's time for the Kynes to... It's time for the Kynes to stop this orgy. That's not what he says, right? That's not what he says in the final version. What's that translated from? Surely not. Though, why do I feel like I've read that sentence before? Somehow. Surely this is not what you're on about, right? Oh yeah, so I have the version that is the Haruspecs demo has that PDF in the folder. I swear this file is just broken. Wait, where's the sound file for? Is it world? Music.bin. Is there a music.bin file? There is a music.bin file, so why is it broken? Why'd it break? It's I don't I like you're right, obviously, but I know when I first started playing this, the music did play. There was music, and then it just stopped at some point. It just stopped working. I'm gonna find the one. Where's the script for? Because if it's just a music file, then I should just be able to take... Wherever it is. Where is it? Music.bin. I should just be able to take this and shove it in here. Like, it does exist in here. There is a music. Because the menu music works. The menu music works, but nothing else does. That wasn't the one I wanted to press. Okay, what do we do now? Just don't call anyone, please. I'm begging you. The thing is, if they find a dead man in my house, it's very difficult to explain, but I will definitely tell you when I have the time. Honestly, I didn't kill him, and I couldn't have hurt him so badly. Because do you have the... Have you had it where you've had the music, the menu music play, but then none of the other music in the game plays, but all the sound effects play? Because that's the problem I'm having. Why are you so excited? Who's a cemetery caretaker? There are those who will say that this blood is on my hands. They only need an excuse. Yeah, that's fair. Because I copied some of the files over. I copied some of the files over because I swear I had music at some point. I might just be like misremembering it, but I did copy some files over and replace the music.bin file, so maybe now it will do something after I come out of the area. Tell the cemetery caretaker that there is a dead man in my house. And she won't ask too many questions. Since the caretaker died, that's a bad story too. Anyway, his daughter is looking after the cemetery right now. Her name is Alaska. She is generally taciturn? Oh, yeah, taciturn. She was even considered mute. In fact, she's quite touched, but she's kind. She's an angel. If you tell her she will take care of this unfortunate man as if I were alive, I mean like a native. Yeah? Alright, Anna, I'll bring Alaska here and help you get rid of this dead thing without asking any questions, but I hope to hear an interesting story from you soon. NPS? What does NPS stand for? Oh, NPC. Some git? I don't know. Oh. Huh. Interesting. That is interesting. I'm gonna make... Uh-oh, what have I done? What have I done? What did it do? Liquor, yeah, he's in the classic version. The kid that you, kill as, or have the option to kill as Artemy. Oh, what have I done? Well, this is a problem. I should have quick saved. Where am I right now? Command not recognized. Okay. What about an actor list? What do you mean? What? Sorry? Why is the command? Well, I think I've broken something. Hang on. I think I broke something. Oh. Oh, no, I have seen that before. I think I saw your post on it. Yeah, I think I saw like your post on it. That's where I saw it. That's so weird. Also, I've broken something. I need to reload the game. I have I broke something. Um Oh, is it because they're files, not save files? Yeah, that would probably do it. It's fine. I still have the save. I can just put the file back in. I can just extract the files out again. This is why we have backups of things. Just in case stuff breaks. Yep, there we go. Where's my converter? There's my converter. I love when stuff just like breaks for no reason. It's so great. Scripts. Hopefully that should have sorted the problem. You wouldn't think it would cause that much of a fuck up. Yeah, no worries. If you figure anything out with the music.bin, I'll always be happy to help out and see what's going on. There we go. Got my save back. So, note to self, you probably can't replace specifically the script files. Like, you could probably port things from the alpha to classic, but it might be a bit more difficult to do it the other way around. I do want to try and port over all of these meshes, because if the animation file... I'm going the wrong way again. If the animation file for that one animation where, like, they get down on the ground and start crawling towards you is contained in their mesh, the mesh should be the same, just minus that file. Or it's still contained in the file, and like whatever is there's like another file that like causes it to activate under certain parameters. Oh yeah, I do also have the bound list, but I don't have the bound list. One of the many frustrations of stuff and things, how files work, because it's just stuff just doesn't work. So I have have basically three. Why did it load just then? Okay. I basically have like three projects I kind of like want to have going on. The first is to make higher res versions of the UI so that you can play it. Oh, why are you like right there? So you can play it like 1920 by 1080. Because it's just nicer. Is Lara's grave not Lara? Clara. Is Clara's grave over here? Just a hole in the ground. No, it's not. Seeing how to make a door randomizer for classic, because that is 100% doable. It will just take a lot of research into how to make a suitable code to do stuff with it, or whatever, and also porting up mainly the graphics, and maybe some animations if possible. Oh. Fachang doesn't get a gravestone anymore. You're not allowed to know anything about him. He's invisible. Yeah, porting up the alpha graphics into classic and getting it to function. Also interesting how they changed Grace's name from Laska to Grace, because Grace is not her name, it's just what everyone calls her. I don't know if we actually know what her name is, but this might have also just been like a placeholder name in the same way that Grace is, and they just changed it for some reason. It's so hard for me. It's not enough to just feed them. You still need to talk to everyone, find words of comfort. Then they will respond with affection and joy. So is Grace the English equivalent of Laska, then? Does Laska have like an English alternative? Nope. Why'd they change it then? Because I'm pretty sure that all of her files, like her texture files, are all called Laska. It's the same, Murky's files are called Mishka, I think. Find words of comfort, then they will respond with affection and joy. And now they're all excited, all of them muttering. Now do you understand why I look so tired? Who are you talking about, girl? About the dead. You can't think that people die forever. Some, not forever at all. Some live underground and go without care. You need to keep knocking from this side so that they do not subside. Caress. I guess... Is that... Wait, how do you... I need to look up a word. Because... How do you... Because in English, that word is pronounced caress, which is like... Laskovaya, care about you. Fair enough. Because to caress something means to, like, touch it gently. So just the word on its own doesn't translate very well to English. If the full meaning that they were going for is, like, a caretaker, essentially. About the dead. You can't think that people die forever. Some not forever at all. Some live underground and go out without care. You need to keep knocking from this side so that they do not subside. One of the many marvels of uh, translating languages. It's like how many, like, English doesn't really have this, but obviously there are a lot of languages that, like, you change one letter in a word, or you put an accent on a letter in a word and it just completely changes the meaning. Or with German and presumably Russian as well, when you combine words together to make new words, they hold a different meaning compared to those two words separately. Mishka is bear cub? That's very cute. Mishka. What's what's bear then? What's bear in Russian? If Mishka is bear cub. Medved. Mishka and Medved. Interesting. Are you crazy? No, this is a twig grass. We sleep in the heart of the steppe. It makes me all green. It's the right color now. Can you hear the air ringing? This is Twire. A monstrous city officials should take immediate action. I'll visit again soon. Are you looking for a hair eater too? I'm telling you, I don't know who she is. She immediately ran away and didn't talk to me. Who is it? What kind of eater is it? We need to bury the person. Is there anyone I can send for the body? It lies in the house of Anna Angel. His family will bring him in a cart. He was murdered. There's no one to bring it. Did Shabnak kill him? Who? Shabnakadir, the nail eater. Everyone's looking for her. They accuse me of letting her eat the dead. I didn't allow it. I don't know where it came from. Calm down. What kind of eater is it? In the morning I found an empty grave. Maybe a strange girl with evil eyes spent the night in it. But now they tell me that a Shabnak was hiding there all this time, and I didn't follow up. It's not true. I know who lies in my graves. Only my dead are there. Just last night no evil spirits were heard underground, and today the pit opened up. Okay, enough about the perfume. Is this pit... In this pit we will bury the dead man, okay? Yes. The body lies in the house of the singer Anna. Have a nice stay. You've made me angry with your stupid talk. Tell me about the girl. The hooks and lockpick fell out of the girl. I'll give you the lockpick, will you? But I've already given the hooks to the dead. Do you know what a good omen that is? For the hook, the ancestors pull the souls of saved people. From the underworld they ascend to ours, and from ours to the sky. Thanks for the lockpick. This is a very valuable gift. Good lockpick. Hooks, of course. I would be more happy. You cannot neglect such an effective talisman. You're a good and kind girl, Lasker. Thank you. Thanks for the lockpick. I have a lockpick now. A master key. Still want to know what these two buttons are for. They don't do anything, but they must have done, like, something at some point. Well, I guess we did that. God, it's not even, like, midday yet. What's my game speed? I feel like this is way too slow. I'm not sure what it is by default. Huh. I never thought about that.
Go, Onion. I need to collect the tools.
Thank you for the raid, Mavis. Oh my god. Mouse, please. It's pretty good. It's a bean. It was never adaptive in the... Interesting. So it's something that, like... That's interesting. Stuff with that. Because I feel like I remember her talkings about, like, not being able to use her blood because it was bad or something, but I don't remember if they get... it's been a while since I actually played through the story of Pathologic. I do want to play it through it again because I want to pay, like, more attention to, like, the dialogue and what all the characters are saying, and in relation to, like, other things as well, especially since now I know how to actually play the game and how to slow down time. Oh, that's not what I want. Georgi's reminder. Revered Doctor, there must have been an unfortunate mistake. I was informed that you arrived in the city last night. Since my messengers missed you, it is likely that you did not manage to find the bridge square in time. I ask you not to waste a minute to come to the horns with respect and impatience. Georgi, I have no idea when I got that letter. I must have gotten it at some point, but who knows when. I suppose I can go round and, like, meet the other characters. This is Asperty's house, isn't it? That doesn't... That's interesting. So, the, oh, it's more deeply covered in the second game? That's fair enough. I know there's stuff in the second game that, like, is touched upon a lot more than it is in the first game, which I'm not necessarily against. There are certain things I think they can explore in more depth in certain more interesting ways with how they did the second game than like classic, just because of how it's, like, formatted and stuff. I just wish it didn't take so long to play. So yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is Asperty's house. So that's interesting. At some point, they added in the basement for Asperty's house, because she has that basement for the butcher quest, Dankovsky's butcher quest. But it's obviously not implemented into this because the basement doesn't exist. Also, I'm pretty sure there's normally a gap there. I might be misremembering. I swear there's also normally a fence around here. There's a gap in one of these fences somewhere. If I can't find it, I guess I may as well hop the fence. Oh. What? What? Wait. Okay, I guess Asperty's house isn't, like, implemented? I definitely have the right house. Hello, small child. Interesting. But Asperty exists as a character. Her character portrait is in the game. Granted, when you get the bound list, for some reason, her name appears twice on the list, and I'm not really sure what's up with that. Okay, I think time is now going faster. I'm pretty sure the way time works in this game is the lower the number, the slower it goes, which is not how it works in the final cut. Also, is it this building or is it the other building? The warehouses aren't here. The bridges aren't here. Oh no, this is the Paraspex lair. I just wanted to see whether there was anything here. It is not an interactable door. So the Haruspex lair does not exist in this version. At least not yet. That reminds me actually of going to... Oh, excuse me. Save that. Can you go in any of these buildings, or are they not implemented yet? One of these buildings has to have an inside, because if the stuff with the Haruspex, even if you can't play as the Haruspex, if the stuff with him, like the quest where you go and free him from jail, exists in this, then one of these buildings should have a locked door on it. I don't remember which one it is, though. The Haruspex lair does not exist. Which building is it? That's the factory, like the main factory. Which building? This one? That one. The big one. The door is not there. Because the door should appear as one of these files. Unless it doesn't. Do I just not know where the door is? Warehouse Gangster door will be the one down here. One of the ones down here. That'll be Bad Grief's door. The prison. The jail. Not the jail that's on the, that's part of the town hall. The one where they keep the Harris specs for that one quest where you have to, like, break him out of prison. I'm just trying to work out where the damn door is. There has to be a door somewhere. Because if there was... there isn't a door anywhere. No, it doesn't exist here. Or at the very least, the door for it does not exist. Because while it might be that the building does actually have something in it, which I can actually check, if the door doesn't exist, then it's inaccessible. Let's see, it would be scenes, but of course I don't have that one extracted for some reason. Oh, I need to... hang on. Close the game real quick so that I can actually extract this folder. Because if I go to the... if I open up all the scenes, I should be able to see what specific buildings are actually in this area. Whisper it to me on Twitch, if Twitch allows even for that. I don't actually know if it does. No, didn't want that. So it's this building, but the... ah, there we go. Why is it... okay, I think they actually... that would explain a lot. So I think that the, yeah, there's a small door frame. I think they changed it to be the full thing, because I can't see that. What door even is this? Factory door 1. So... mean, that's assuming I can even actually change the locked property of this and have it do anything. Oh, it does work. Yeah, so this is the prison. The it's a lot darker in here. This area is very dark. I do like how it's just like you got like this big building, but there's like there's one jail cell in here and like nothing else. Because let's see, if I go to the scenes file, the abattoir does exist. You can go into the abattoir. That's factory. And go into the polyhedron. All these different houses. You can go into the town hall, Murky's thing, Grief, Knockin, Reuben. Reuben's place is fucking weird. Oh, there's no tire room. That's sad. Where's... hang on. I've lost my folder. I can get into the termitary. Termitnik. I still think this is too slow. I think it's supposed to be 3. Also, thinking about it, the way the bound list works as well, I don't think they had updated anything for it properly, because on day 2 you can talk to Maria and get like a list of bound, but it's not done properly. The first time you get it, it's just kind of broken. I think like Aspity is listed twice in it. Alexander Sabarov appears twice in it on one of the days. Look at all that grass. You have such... oh, this is just depressing. There's also assets in here that are missing, but the texture for the shadow for them is still there, which is kind of weird. You alright there, Capella? Just look at what's going on around you. If my mother were still alive, she would take over the reins of power. Even her father could have listened to her. Even her father would have listened to her. Now who's going to take care of her? Certainly not Katerina. The hostess is too tortured. Her last hour is near. What does Katerina have to do with it? She's as scared as a child herself. I also think she's being cheated. Yes, her predictions are coming true as before, but there is more noise in them, as if every word needs to be understood in a figurative sense. I wish I'd known your mother. Yes, waves of warmth and power radiated from her. She held the entire city in her arms, as if a huge bird were protecting its chicks. No demon could get inside our cozy little town back then. I remember that happy time. Don't worry about what you can't get back. Tell me, did my older brother or father ask you for anything? And what? In that case, take my advice. Don't rush to do what they ask you to do. You understand, they sometimes seem heartless, especially Dad. But they're not. You can't imagine how hard it is to manage our craft people. The burden of power takes its toll on the soul. What were they going to ask me? Can I tell you a secret? But you must promise me that my father won't find out. I'm afraid that brother Vladislav already knows this secret, and that's why I wanted to ask you for help. Do you swear you won't tell my father? I promise. The word of Daniil Dankovsky. Fermentation in the termite garden. Too bad it all coincided with Simon's death, because there are not many living people in the many living things living in a termite garden, but only one. It's a crowd. When it's in a sleepy state, it's safe, but when she is worried, it is impossible to predict her behavior, so the termite patch is blocked off by father's servants. And why can't this crowd of thousands crush such a weak cordon? The termite garden gate is locked from the outside. A cordon is set up in case they start throwing themselves out of the windows, or they'll dig a tunnel. Wow, are they capable of this? They are capable of many things. If they break out, it's like dangerous animals escaping from a zoological garden. So several people escaped from the termite pit, but there are few of them and they are not dangerous, because they are scared and divided. That's what I think. But my brother and father think differently. How so? My brother only knows about one runaway butcher. My father didn't even know they've run away. He's furious that they rebelled at such an inappropriate moment, and in anger the father is terrible. He does not control his feelings at all. My brother wants this fugitive dead. He fears that otherwise he may as well stir up the terrified townspeople, and then the end of the world will begin. So dramatic. And what can he do to frighten them? They say they're scared of themselves. That's the whole point. You have no idea. Oh, excuse me. You have no idea what kind of creatures these butchers are. They're like animals. They have such a wild talent. They infect everyone around them with their mood. When they are calm, animals are calm too. And people too. But when they are mad, in general, it can all end badly. So what do you want from me? My brother and I will know where the butcher is hiding. This is such a house, not a good home, not a good house in general. My brother and I won't be allowed in because they know who you are, and you may be allowed in. There's something like kind of a flop house? Try to get him to go to the steps sometime, this butcher, otherwise his brother will kill him. You want me to take him into the step, don't you? Isn't this stuff that got relegated to Aspity? I swear Capella doesn't talk about this person in as much detail. It's Eva's quest. I knew it was a different character. I just couldn't remember who it applied to. Because I know, obviously, you have to talk to Aspity in order to even get access to, like, where the butcher is underneath her house. But obviously that's not the case here because she doesn't have a basement, I guess. So, yeah. You'll think of something. What if it works? Tell them that he is in danger and that they are already coming to kill him. Okay, show me where the house is. See, it says that's Aspity's house, but I went into Aspity's house and there was nothing there apart from regular people. So what is the truth? This chair is comically oversized. I love comically oversized furniture in games. Oh, it was the wrong one. Playing this makes me want to play, like, Pathologic Classic through properly again. Probably, like, still mod the shit out of that game. Texture-wise, at least. Hello, Bacterium Fiend. How are you doing today? I am tired. Yeah, it's alpha time. Doesn't this look fantastic? It's river time. We're just going to walk through the river and it's going to be great. Dankovsky needs his river bath. I'm Speeby because I didn't sleep. I've been pet. Just to pick him up, like, grab him in your fist and just dunk him in the river. Give him a good soak. I just realised the Dankovsky I spawned in is probably still up by Julia's house. He's just chilling. He's having a good time up there. Oh, my eyes. Oh yes, it snowed like once up here, but now that it's cold enough that the snow has stuck around and turned to ice, so that's not fun. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Do you think it would like shrink in the wash? Ice is awful. Black ice is the worst. So like, what's the deal? Is there someone I can talk to in here, or is it just that like nothing has been implemented properly? I can't talk to you. Oh. Oh, she's chilling. She's fine. Do you know where you can find clean water here? Why do you need clean water? Stupid question. You may wonder why dirt water is needed. Yes, I can't argue with that. So what do you want here? You have a fugitive in hiding. Take me to him. Why should I? He's in danger. I came to help him. It's the butcher. He won't talk to you. You won't understand it. I'd rather tell you. What do you want to tell me? The big one clogged up the flop house for a reason. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that says flop house. The butcher's rumbling sounds are muddled, but if you can make out what he's mumbling, things are going on inside that make my hair stand on end. Thousands of people went mad at once. Many died. Brew it. Can you get him out of the town? Yes, and why? He amuses me here, and it's dangerous to go into the steppe. I don't want to be torn apart by hunters in the streets. They'll think I'm Shabnakadir. How will you repay me for such a favour? What do you want? I'll ask you a small favour in 4 days. Don't worry, you won't have to cut your hand. Will you do it? I'll be at the capital in 4 days. Will do. Good. I'll take care of the butcher. It will disappear. You can assure that it wasn't here. Just go away now, and don't let anyone come in here for 4 hours. These are my conditions. Are you sure? Don't let anyone come in this building for 4 hours, except for the people who are already inside the building. Don't worry about them, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Also, I find it interesting that Aspati referred to the butcher as it instead of he. Not sure why that was the case. Oh no. I just watched a woman die before my eyes. Also, that's a unique death animation that I haven't seen before. I swear they removed that. Either that or I just haven't, like... Oh, it's great. The blood is terrible. It's such a fucking ridiculous particle effect. They don't even run. No, they do not. They just stand there and cower. Which is very sad. Oh, he and it are pronouns are the same. That probably explains it then. Also, is it just me, or do the carousers have like a very slightly different walk in this to what they normally have in Classic? I swear like they move their left arm out like a bit more when they walk. He's just having a good time. I'm interested to know like how many. Yes, pub. Oh, okay. You know, I'm just gonna. No, I'm gonna do that just in case. So they have both blocks of the termitory, but only one of them is accessible. Man! Wow, this place is empty. What is that texture? What am I... Hang on, is that... This is a texture. I don't know what to make of this. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. Why does it kind of look like, it kind of looks like sheepskin or something? Also, there's just no one here. Like, it looks... I want to know what is this called? It might be Immertrup, maybe. I oh, what? A boot. One single boot. Oh, and a head. Oh, okay. Pair of boots. Hand. A leg. A whole person. It is kind of funny. It's. I've not seen this specific texture before. This one specifically I've never seen before. I don't know where else this appears. Okay, so this is Immertrup, I guess. Because then you have this one. So there must be like multiple trup textures. Yeah, that fucked up hand though. Horrifying. I don't know what the deal is with this. I'm not. It looks like a texture that's used for something else that hasn't been laid over it properly. Like it's a placeholder texture or something. It does not look amazing, to be honest. Still don't like those though. Oh, this is a sack of like bodies. That's what that is. The sacks dangling from the ceiling are full of like bodies. I'm just pondering about the texture for them. Because it's different from what's in the final version of the game, but I can't quite tell what kind of texture they're going for. Because it looks like a texture that was not made for this. It was just kind of shoved on top of it, and like, yeah, it's fine. It looks good. Can you stand on the bars of this? I want to stand on the bars. Can I stand on the bars? Oh, what have you found? Do I want to know? What is... Let me on the bars. Can I go up higher? Do you mean the UI? For like bad blood, good blood, good... Bad blood, good blood, and no blood. Of course you can't play it. That's rude. Why does it make that noise? Why is that the noise that it makes? I want to know what that is. I have VLC. It does play it, it just takes a bit for it to... I want to know what those are. Because they're not the ones that are used in the final version, because in the final version they're like not that different. But those look like they took actual like microscope footage, which is kind of cool. Oh, I can't get up here. That's sad. Rude, trapped. It does kind of look like a plant of some kind. I mean, algae, I guess. Wait, does algae count as a plant? Algae's a plant, right? It's not a creature, it's not an animal. Unless it is. It's a microbe. Not a plant, not an animal, but a secret third thing. Well, I'm glad we had this nice experience. Who's sending me letters? Katarina's warning. You must hurry. There are 4 hours left before sunset. Shabnak will kill you before nightfall. If you do not know in what form she will approach you, I beg you don't delay. Too many people can't find you to report the monster signs. I'm waiting for you at the stem in the Tanner's district. It is a nice little a nice little thing. Oh, here's a question. I am going to enable fly for this because I'm lazy. No, it doesn't. Oh, the little envelope with the stamps. I'd love to know what it is. At some point I will look at what it is to see if I can find like a stock footage thing for it. Oh. Well, that's something... Oh. What? Okay, I was not expecting this. I don't really know what I expected, to be honest. You can't do this in Classic. I'm on top of the abattoir now. I live here now. This is my spot. Fuck it, we ball. Like, because in Classic, you can't climb up the abattoir, but if you go to that, like, if you go to that corner, you should encounter an invisible wall, and if you wedge yourself, like, between the abattoir and the invisible wall, you can climb the invisible wall and get out of bounds. And get on the collision box for the abattoir. I know, right? You can go down the slide in this one. Can't even go down the slide in Classic. Like, what is even the point? Thank you for the follow. Foxy and I appreciate it. I guess we just live up here now. Oh, is that door still there? There's... Oh, oops. He's fine. Don't worry about it. That's not that high. Stop complaining. Oh, I took a lot of damage there. He's fine. Don't worry about it. Gonna make a safety save just in case. He does, doesn't he? He's just like, damn. I'm so sad that they didn't keep these. Like, why didn't they keep them? I know there's the one for, there is the Harrispex one as well, but I don't think that's in, like, the game file. It's a good look. Plus, like, it adds that extra layer of stuff, like, you know, you're wandering around, you've taken a beating, and you go up to a child, and you, like, I want to trade a hazelnut for something, and you walk up to this kid just looking like that. Like, come on. This is the door here. So, in Classic, they did actually, like, there's obviously just the void here, but in Classic at least they added, like, ground behind the abattoir. Oh, also something I found out, which I don't know if it applies to... I need to not jump to my death. I don't know if it applies to Classic as well, I would assume so. The way, this is gonna kill me, isn't it? It's gonna kill me. It didn't kill me. I'm not complaining. The way speed works is, if I'm remembering correctly, it's not tied to how high you drop from, it's tied to how fast you're going. If you're flying about, or you use U speed to like bump your speed up like really high, you can just run into a wall and die. Which is funny. I thought that cow was floating for a sec. We're gonna make friends with the cows. With the bulls. Oh, the Ring of Suok. I'm not sure actually, I'll go check. Moo. Alright, one of these posts is kind of weird. Which one is it? I could just don't need to like faff about. I could just do that. Straight through the cow. They have no collision. No cowlision. I'm the cow now. The Ring of Suok is here. Can I do anything with it? Also, what time is it? It is 10 to 5. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Stop. Stop it. I'm not prepared for this. Excuse me? Fucking walk up to the guy and just like, yeah, it's time for a throwdown. Oh, what was that? What? Okay. Did I even get anything for that? I didn't even get anything for that. I got nothing. Insulted. Also, when it made like some of the noises, was there like a bit of a warble in it for all of you as well, or was that just for me? So, aha. Turn the sound up a bit. What is the sound effect? You gonna do anything? I am the superior. Also, what is happening, like... Hang on. Okay. I love this game. Dankovsky's a top now. It's a first for Dankovsky. I'm in the ring. Can I punch this guy? I mean, not from here, I can't. Wait. Why does it give me the option to interact with the gate, but like I can't do anything with it? Well, I guess I'll get out of here by just... Ow! Can I interact with the gate? I don't think I can interact with the gate. I'm not... Also, I like how, like, one of the... What is with your warbled sound effect? One of the sound effects is just broken. That sound effect is broken. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. I clicked off the game somehow. It's the wrong one. Yeah, it's like weirdly warbled for some reason. It's the same with like the thunder sound effect. When you skip a day, like the thunder sound effect just plays like as many times as it has been activated, which is deafening. It's a horrible noise. Bone beads. Also interesting as well that when other characters... Okay, what are you doing? When other characters go for it and kill other NPCs, they still have items on them. That was something that they changed. So originally you didn't have to land the killing blow on something in order to get loot. Dankovsky still looks like shit. Because I kind of understand why they might have changed it, because it means that, like, combat doesn't really, like... Combat can just be gamed, essentially. For, like, infinite loot. If you just have someone... If you have a mugger coming after you and you just leg it to the nearest NPC, maybe there's a chance that they'll help you. Maybe. I don't like how your model is distorting. Oh, now you run away. What if I join in? He didn't even care. Reputation down. I don't know what kind of noise it is, but it's a bad one. It is a bad noise. The crying child is far superior. not even sure what the rep up sound is. Oh yeah, also, for some reason, when you go into Peter Stammerton's house, you're trapped in there. You can't get out, the door despawns behind you. Also, he's just finger gunning. For some reason. Finger guns. He looks like shit, but at least he's finger gunning. In your eyes, I see a glimmer of my own insight. Who is my long-awaited guest? I am Daniil Darkovsky. A good drinking buddy and a good conversationalist. You can't go wrong if you call me Peter. If you call me Andre for a change, you can't go wrong either. What do you mean? All questions later. Let's drink a twiring to our acquaintance, and don't hurt me by refusing. There's a retort in one of the cabinets. Thanks, I'll drink to your wit. I keep thinking that someone is scratching at the window. The Kinds have asked me to help them with their investigation. Are you following Simon? Then I want to tell you something that won't comfort you. Maybe you'll find it important. Speak. I saw Simon the day before he died. He was very, very afraid of someone, literally to whiteness. He kept looking around, constantly looking out of the window, drawing signs on his skin with a dry brush. I keep thinking, who could have scared him like that? Is that all? Not so little. This evidence is more important than fingerprints. Simon wasn't afraid of anyone. If you could imagine what would frighten him, it would reduce the circle of suspects to a minimum. Yes, if you knew Simon, you would understand. Trying to imagine even remotely the appearance of this monster has excited my imagination. Ah, yeah, he's finger gunning through the pain. Just make him... Everyone is Peter Stammerton now, so everyone gets finger guns. Did you communicate often? Simon often talked to me about spatial paradoxes. He thought I was a good expert in this field and an interesting conversationalist. Peace be upon him. I understand. Just finger gunning. Look at this sad man's house. Men only want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting. They want to stand in the middle of a room, finger gunning, with a bath and a desk and nothing else. He just looks so sad. He doesn't even have his terrifyingly ugly statue to, like, scare you at the top of the stairs. What's the deal with what? Oh. Alright, I'll be honest, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, I'm so glad that all of the NPCs just have... Phenomenal. Peak gameplay. Why couldn't they have kept this in? I want to scale all of the NPCs and stand on their heads. I can't actually walk off of him. He only knows how to do one thing, and that's finger gun in your general direction. Yeah, but yeah, so we're trapped here now. because the door despawned as soon as we came in here for some reason. This is why we can teleport. Peter Stammerton's house is limbo. Absolute power stance. They all stand so awkwardly, it's very funny. Makes me think of the Tory stance. Doggies. Why did they remove all the doggies from the game? It makes me sad. No more doggies. We're finally into the evening. I have, like, nothing on me. But it doesn't really matter. Oh my god, your place is just desolate. Hello, Bachelor. My name is Lara Ravel. Can we say you to each other? Sure. Sometimes it's worth taking a look at a person and you immediately feel what a tragedy is tearing them apart from the inside. You'll have to face it soon. What tragedy is tearing me apart? Formidable, confident, ambitious, you came here to penetrate the threat that looms over us with the sharp mind of an analyst. You have no idea what kind of challenge you're going to face. Explain it to me. I'm afraid that the things you'll have to deal with here are difficult to rationalize. They will burst into life like nightmares from a deep childhood come to life, crush your logic and leave no stone unturned. She looks like she's either been crying for 10 hours or she's, like, high. Her eyes are so red. I'll think about what you said. Could be both. Yes? What is this mass hysteria? Oh, I guess I'm not going to get an answer. Can I sleep in your bed at least? Ah, now we should get, like, Sorry? What? What happened? Why did it play the sound effect when I saved? How does that work? My game crashed. Why did it crash? Are we back? Okay. That was rude. I can't believe that my entire setup... phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. A 10 out of 10 game.
finished, haven't you?
No.
Oh.
The game crashed. I opened the game and it crashed my OBS.
Oh dear.
I'm like, oh, alright.
Oh, that's fine. I just saw the Discord notification.
No,
It's
that's
alright.
entirely fair. I'm just more confused than anything else.
No, that's fine.
I just want it to be the next day already. Sleep for 3 hours. Wow. Sleeping does not increase your hunger by, like, anything. I guess it's the next day now. No. Yeah. You're asking whether the renowned game Plague City is
Sounds
on
like
Steam.
Sounds like a shitty mobile game.
It does sound like like a shitty mobile game you'll get weird ads for.
Oh, you have to make some of those ads because like the models would totally fit, like the Mafia City-esque things. You need to make them.
And now my microphone's being weird because of course it is. But I guess like not a great deal. Oh, letter from Mark. Bachelor, hurry up. The performance at the theatre begins. Well, let's go to the theatre. You download Plague Simulator. It's a virus. Oh.
You know that post? That's the remake of the one Tumblr post. No, where you've got Dankowski falling over Artemy calling him a silly little boy. And
Yeah.
like, remaking that using the models, but the way the Mafia City ads do it is like level 1 Dankowski, level 100 Barack.
Why is there grass in the stairs? That's just... Can't do that. Grass doesn't grow in stone. Oh. Oh, this outfit though. Oh. Oh, what an outfit.
That looks like a PS1 Harry Potter character.
So you didn't have to say that, like, aloud, and I hate the fact that you've said that now. It's very rude. The theatre is open for the most respectable public at any time. Every evening there is an action of masks. At night we clean up the blood. The rest of the time is a puppet show, and that's not all. Also magic tricks, illusions, predictions of the future, and interpretation of fate. He that hath eyes, let him see. Is this a theatre? How small it is. Truly so, this is a chamber theatre, and because I have the good fortune to be here as an entrepreneur, director, and even mind you, director of the company, I can responsibly say that our shows are not for the general public at all. But did you not just say that they were?
It's not the size of the theatre that counts. It's how you direct it. That doesn't quite work. Give me a minute.
I get what you're going for.
Yeah, it didn't work.
When will the next performance be? It's up for you to decide. You are directly involved in the program. The play script is still incomplete. It all depends on your actions. You won't have to wait long. Good. I don't like waiting too long. When will the script be approved? Your fate isn't tied up yet. It takes time, diligence, and of course, your direct involvement. Come back every evening, we will gradually show you what we can do. You're too talkative. Bachelor, you're just in time, the show begins. I'll be glad to see it. Is it gonna crash? Well, it's not gonna crash, but there's no sound. It's a very weird performance.
It's me and Ruby in the morning. Need to wake up.
Also, you're right. His face is very smooth, isn't it? Smooth Mark. Smark.
Not gonna lie, that's a very trans-mask look.
It is a very trans-mask look. Also, he also has like a wide stance as well. Okay. Weird shoes. Man has weird shoes.
This is the man in slippers.
What? My feet are comfy. Well, I'd like to hope that they're comfy. Ah. But... oh, excuse me. With that, I wasn't planning on going for much longer anyway. I did just kind of want to get to a midnight. Is there anyone currently playing Pathologic besides me who is playing it in English? The answer is no. More people need to play Pathologic. I think it's rude that there aren't a lot of people who play Pathologic on the daily basis. Or on a, not on a daily basis, on a regular basis. More people need to do stuff. Though, with that, who do I know who is streaming right now? I mean, I definitely I definitely do that, but that's because I'm obsessed. My brain has decided that this is the thing it's going to hyperfixate on for like God knows how long. So like that's how my that's how my brain functions on a regular basis. I need to catch up. 3 years? I need to catch up. But yeah, I'll probably continue this tomorrow. Hopefully I actually get like a good night's sleep tonight, being as I haven't slept for ages. But yeah, it's fun going through the demo. I will check out that other pre-release file and stuff, and maybe we can actually get like the music working in the alpha as well, which would be very nice. I will. I'm also very hungry, so I hope everyone has a good rest of their day. I hope the both of you, Irino and Bacterium Feed, have a good rest of your day, and get studying done if you need to do studying. Thank you to everybody else who stopped by. Alexandercom for the information on stuff. I appreciate it a lot. I find it very helpful. But yeah, everyone have a good rest of your day. Stay hydrated, and I will be back tomorrow. So yeah, bye everyone.